See ya.
Have fun. See you later.
Not yet. He will stay when it's time. Hold on. We're going over some switches. Yeah, you might want to hold on. We're about to hit another switch strap. It's a spring switch that we're going over.
Take a picture of that guy taking a picture of you.
Yep, we're going. We're on our way to Silverton.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here comes the next switch. Hold on. And the cars are going to be rocking for a while, so get ready. Hold on tight. We're going to start rocking in a few minutes. Have you guys ever been to Gunnison, Colorado? Yeah, that's right near Gunnison. Yeah, yeah. Because if you go to Gunnison, the 268 Bumblebee's there, the C-16. The same steamer like this one, but smaller. Like their RGS that's in the museum, it's the same size as that one. Yeah, it's going to be rocking for the whole ride up, so hold on.
We're doing a four-wheel tour up there.
Yep.
Go up the mountain, up the mountain.
Mr. Brakeman, do you see what 482 did this morning? He just stopped in the middle of the road. He didn't even, he kept stopping and going, stopping, going. Yeah, he just stopped out of nowhere. I was over by the crossing when he did it. Yeah, I did. I got the footage. Can't even prove it. I got the footage.
That's following me.
Here comes the Animus. We're going to be coming up to it over the bridge soon. Hold on. You might want to get good shots of the Animus when it gets close. See, we're special. We get to see all the footage and trains and stuff. We might meet up with two of the other ones, 482 and 481, half of the way. Those are the other two that left this morning. These are where we keep the speeder cars. Here it is. Here's the animals, folks. Since due to all the rain and stuff, we got more water. Hold on, this bridge is old-fashioned one. You know, you can hang out a little bit. If you want pictures, you can hang out a little bit. They said you can. Yeah, if you just hang your head out a little, if you want pictures, just do that.
There'll be more river opportunities.
Yeah, once we get down the High Line, you'll see the whole river. Everyone gets one on this train. Yeah, everyone gets a mug except for the ones up front. Because we're on luxury, that's what we are. Nah, I'm fine. I'm turning a different way, so I don't care. I'm trying to get the animals. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm just videotaping the animals. Nah, I'm not worried about it. I don't worry about it. That's why I don't worry about it. The Best Western is expensive. Let me say that for a fact. Yeah, I'm on HD right now. Videotaping HD. These are the soot protectors that protect your eyes from the smoke. The ones that I'm wearing right now, those are what they're called, soot protectors. Careful, there's soot flying right now because it's coming our way. That's why I'm wearing my soot protectors. I wish this track wasn't so old and rocky. I'm trying to hold the tripod and my cup. Do you mind holding it when I go get a drink? The tripod in case if it falls? Thanks. Yeah, it shouldn't, but it's down real tight, but if it does, just grab it. Please, thank you.
You guys scared everyone off over here?
This is it. This is the load that we have. We're not even filled.
Okay, that's all right. You guys have room to walk around then. At least I like
Yeah.
switch sides as we go up.
When does the concession open?
We'll open in about 20 minutes.
Good.
I am back. I have DVDs and guidebooks, as well as some of the sunglasses if anyone is interested. Just raise your hand if you guys would like something, and I'll make my way down the middle here and get you guys set up. So, let's do it up here. All right. You got the video going?
Yep.
Cool.
waterfalls along the way due to the snow melting. At St. Creek, it's high. There used to be an old timber mill up the Tall Timber, the route where we're going to stop for drop off people, but that's been demolished for years. I've been looking for it for years, but it's gone. Ballast on the underneath the craft. That's why we're going so slow. There's ballast throughout. Oh, we might be making a water stop along the way. And look, we got some speeder cars behind us, folks. From Durango to follow us to make sure everything's going okay. That's good. Yeah, Hermosa's water stop. That's what it is.
Yeah, here he comes. He's doing good.
Yeah. Hey, I know what I'm doing, somewhat. The route I don't know as much as I used to know. I'm trying to figure it out.
You made it.
Yeah. There you go. All the way to the end, Jake. Hey, what are you doing? We caught you.
If you're looking for gold, there's no gold. It's silver.
Did you know?
It's silver ore that's in there. It's not gold. Just hold on. We'll be going in 1 minute. Are we getting water or what? Oh, we're letting people off for the hikers, I guess. Oh, we're not? Something must be going wrong with 473.
There's a water tower right there.
Oh, there is? Okay, good.
Yeah, she's mining. Mining. Miners. Oh, the little car's behind you.
That's a speeder car, it's called.
Where?
Oh yeah, we are in the house. That's where we're at. Because we go up a lot of grades going in. Because Silverton's higher up than us that we're at right now. Silverton? I know there's a K-27 out there, 464. That's what the last train is. It's 464 train out. But there's a real steamer called 464, a K-27 of the DRGW that's up in Michigan.
Trying to walk through there was crazy. You remember that old house in Asheville? Where you had to walk sideways?
Yeah.
Find any silver out there?
Yeah, I remember that crazy thing.
It's gold? Silver, I thought so. I thought it was silver. Coins? Yeah, that's good. She found silver coins out there. She can become rich with all that stuff that's in the water. I know that much.
It looks like she lives up here. She's rich anyway.
Yeah, really. You can afford to live here, you already do.
Rich with scenery.
What's this food? That's not a bar. What other kind of water you got? You got some free water?
Good! She found one, she said. She got it. She showed it to us. When you weren't looking, she showed it. And it's silver. It's actual good silver.
Silver she's looking for?
Yep, it's silver because there's silver ore in the water. She found one already.
Yeah, I see. I couldn't hear.
Yeah, she found one because she has a metal detector to detect.
Yeah, I
That's what she said. She even showed it.
Yeah, I know. I see it.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear y'all talking. It's too hot.
Yeah, in the sun it will be hot for a while, but when we turn on the high line, the sun will disappear. Yeah, we're going up a 4% grade.
Getting water already.
Yeah, you'll see it on the bridge, the High Line Bridge.
You get more?
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe just I guess at every convenient spot they have to get water.
Yeah. I know they were fixing stuff. I would have waited and walked down there then.
Some silver. She found silver already in the water. Because there's only silver in here, not gold. She's going to be a millionaire when she finds all of it. Because those things are worth $1 million in today's world. If you find it and stuff, it's worth that much.
Just keep going, it's a ways up.
Don't take a right or a left.
Yeah, this is pretty right here.
Makes a good picture.
Yeah, we're just about to pick up the water spout now.
Straighten up to this lively. What's up, my Rick? Going back and forth right there.
Yeah, worth $1 million.
Aren't you a little water? Aren't you a little water? Yeah.
There could be gold in there. You never know.
Yeah, sure there could.
And walking up, walking up the train. I do believe we're in this thing.
Awesome.
No.
It's hot up there. It's hot in these cars. It's hotter in there. I guess you can open the windows.
Yeah, they.
That is
They're half
sure.
Yeah, but you're like fine.
Right.
You gotta wait some watch for the scenery.
Right.
Right.
This was much more wise.
This is yeah. Did you call?
Yeah, we called it.
And we had some friends that had come up here and done this before, and they gave us some advice. Yeah, so that was really.
And they'll throw a call to you on your phone.
Yeah, well, until I turned 65.
Were you interested? And then she
Yeah.
kind of was asking questions.
We were trying to build you a package. Yeah.
So pretty much she said, well, I reckon in the ring,
Yeah.
That's why there's so many people down there.
So post 65. So,
really nice view.
What do you know is at the back? You didn't know it was in the back. I think it's great. Yeah.
pretty sure that it's just right now.
Yeah, they were real. I enjoy talking to them on the phone, and I usually don't like,
Yeah, you're not
like talking to
big
people
yet.
on the phone.
Well, another good thing too is you go straight to somebody. You don't have to push one, push three, push
Yeah.
four.
Automated system. Yeah.
Oh yes, I hate that too.
Well, I thought I heard
Just send you back to the automated menu.
Just give me somebody with a heartbeat.
I was looking for a water pump for my washer and see a couple of years back, and I just couldn't get through that. I was getting 1 minute and got nowhere. I finally hung up
Well, I don't
and
know.
went down the stairs, you know.
I don't know what your cable provider is or what it is. That's a lot of fun trying to get all this shit. And then when you finally get in, they say, well, it's so full.
Yeah, well, we had the cable. We had the cable. Who was that? That we used to have?
Comcast.
Comcast.
Yeah.
No, we couldn't even deal with it. You know.
Very expensive.
Yeah.
Not to mention that. Yeah.
So they just kept going up on our bill without even knowing.
No, then I called and said, you know, and then they said, well, you know, we got a deal, you can do it here, whatever it is, and I'm okay, but you're still going to get charged for this additional service charge. When is it going to end?
Yeah. Well, they came to the house one time and she was there, and they said, we've noticed that you have a.
Or you don't have enough filters or whatever it
You have
was
some
on there.
channels on here that you're not paying for. And
We're going to have to start
we're gonna
charging
start
you for it.
charging, or we're gonna have to cut your service off. She goes, cut it off. Get out
I
there
said,
right
let
now.
me get
Cut
you
it
a
off."
ladder.
Well, wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. You know, they started backpedaling. I got a ladder.
You know, when the guy came out and he hooked it up, you can't help it if he put those services on.
Yeah, yeah. They knew what they were doing. You know.
Well, I lined them out real
Yeah.
quick.
And they didn't come back, so that was
You want to turn it off? Go ahead. I don't care. Go for it. I'm going to put this picture in.
Is there empty seats back here?
All over there.
There's a few on this other side. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Oh, that's all right. I'm just starting to walk.
Hey, go
There you
for
go.
it.
She's a
Go for it.
She's a minor.
entrepreneur here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it?
I think I got her in the picture here.
We gotta know it all on our train though.
Oh. That's a minor down there?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
She said she found a coin a while ago, a silver coin.
Worth $1 million.
We were hollering at her.
It's hot in those cars up there. It's like cooler back there.
Yeah.
Those cars in there are hot.
Here, I'll get down here. Whoop.
Yeah, hey, let's go take time to turn around.
Yeah. Thank you. No?
They probably didn't even know what a cottonwood tree
Yeah,
is.
they're up here.
I haven't seen any.
They're in I don't know what they're
I would assume it means get ready, we're fixing
I should have forked out $10 and got the book.
What are we gonna do with the book? Will we get thrown away?
I could find out what the whistles mean.
Don't look it up online.
Two whistles mean we're getting ready to depart.
Except for Steve.
You learn that from
That's what
Cassie.
Everybody wants our car.
Yep, everyone wants our car. It's beautiful back here.
Here, let's go with that car. Are you sure your mama's okay with that? Hey, mama, I gotta worry about dad. I don't know if I'll have her there.
See you later. I know in Rockwood, when we stop in Rockwood, we won't be stopping for water. We're just going to go through. We never usually stop in Hermosa for water, but this time we had to.
So does this side get better?
The river won't be coming up for another while.
We follow it pretty much all the way up.
Halfway we do, yeah. And then once we get on the High Line, we'll follow it all the way in.
Right.
There's 473. If you want your picture. Oh look, there's more speeder cars coming. We got 2 more coming, speeder cars. Holy cow! Yeehaw! Hold on, wait till we turn around.
They have very good.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Here we go. If you want your picture, get it now before we lose it. A 473. Because this, once we turn again, we won't see it for a while.
That's really deep for a little thing.
Yeah, it's part a little lake, I think, for fishing. You just missed the engine to get your shot if you wanted to get 473. Because we won't be passing it, seeing it for a while. Yeah, you can see it on this side if you stand on that side. Hey, I take pictures with the smoke all the time. Trust me, and I love it. Hold on. Now we're climbing up the 4 94% grade. Now we're leaving the road behind, so the rest is the High Line. that's why there's people on both sides watching.
Yeah, but if I was those cars, I would install something, you know, like some kind of marker that says "Bing, train coming."
We have stuff on the road.
Yeah,
that means crossing. for a minute. That's fine. Y'all have a good day.
Morning.
This is the legend of Narrow Gauge Mountain Railroading. Howdy, I'm Dennis Weaver. For over a century, people have come to ride the train between Durango and Silverton. The tracks were originally laid in 1881 to tap into the Rocky Mountains' silver and gold. But as we'll learn, though it brought vast fortunes out of the mountains, it also delivered millions of experiences, images, and memories, all of them priceless. Today it delivers an inspiring experience as the oldest, continuously running remnant of America's westward expansion. We can still ride it, just as it was back in the beginning, behind vintage steam locomotives and the original cars, through some of the most spectacular mountains in Colorado. How are we able to do this? How did this branch of the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad survive when all around it others were scrapped and abandoned? Well, we don't have all the answers. In fact, much about the early years remains a mystery, since many of the official records were lost or destroyed a long time ago. So, to help us reconstruct the past, we'll hear from historians, rail enthusiasts, and longtime employees as we learn about an American legend known as the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad.
You know, when I started, I was over in the car shop, and we were bringing in these cars that were just chicken coops and tool sheds.
The DNRG wasn't called the sick man of Wall Street for nothing. It was usually in trouble, real serious trouble.
There were a lot of people that talked about trying to save it, and a lot of people who made some minimal efforts. But Mr. Bradshaw came in, and he had the desire and enthusiasm.
Desire and enthusiasm. No two words better describe the human elements that have kept this train alive. We're in the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad Museum aboard the Nomad, a high-class business car from 1878, and I gotta tell you, it's a great place to jump into the past. We'll follow these gentlemen's conversations as they shed some light on how this train has overcome incredible odds along its tracks through time.
Our experience, our environment that we operate in is unbelievably pristine and unique, and you get a sense of wilderness. You see what it's like, and then you sit back and it forces you to say, golly, when the guys built this railroad, or when these miners first came here, how did they make it? How did they make it? It's so rugged and so rough out there.
One thing that the viewers might keep in mind when they ride the train and they go over the High Line is that not only that cost $1,000 a foot to build, which was a sensational figure then, but imagine when you get tired looking 400 feet down in the Animas Canyon, that they had to blast that shelf out by having men in what might be a bosun chair or whatever you want to call it, being lowered over the cliff to drill holes, put the powder in, put the blasting cap in, put the fuse in, lighting it so it was timed, and hope that their friends got them up out of there before the thing went off. It was an amazing construction effort, and they thought Palmer was going to go bankrupt right then. A lot of the Eastern investors were stunned when they started to hear what Palmer was doing. They thought he'd never recoup that one.
Well, I think that's why they didn't take any pictures of the construction. They were like a lot of the roads. They didn't take any pictures of the construction because they didn't want the investors to see what they were doing. After they got it all built and how spectacular it was, then they took pictures and showed them off.
Which is so sad, because we've lost a part of our history. We have those beautiful photographs of Palmer, all of them after the railroad was built. I'd give an eye tooth to get some of those earlier ones. I'd love to have someone showing those guys hanging over there. For the sake of history, I'd love it.
The man behind the Denver and Rio Grande was General William Jackson Palmer. It was his vision that steered the railroad from Denver into the San Juan Mountains. His locomotive steamed over 3-foot wide narrow gauge rails. This made it cheaper to build and easier to negotiate the sharp twists and turns through the mountains. And although Palmer was a visionary railroad man, the nation's tumultuous financial times and a torrid building pace would eventually undo his leadership of the DNRG.
Rio Grande as we know it, had a very precarious history as far as revenues are concerned. I don't know how many receiverships it went into. As a matter of fact, when I started working in 1950, you just come out of a receivership. It was in turmoil all the time. And to look back now and to see and note that there is no longer a Rio Grande, which is...
I don't think we ever thought we'd see that, do you?
No, I didn't. Never.
I sure didn't.
The Durango and Silverton line was once connected to many routes that formed the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad. But in the 1870s, the mines and mining towns surrounding Silverton were far removed from the main rail lines of their day. Transportation was a huge problem. Using mule trains and wagons was slow, dangerous, and impossible in winter. They were sitting on mountains of riches which they couldn't get out to cash in. They pleaded for rail service, and in 1879, advance crews of the Denver and Rio Grande began surveying a course for what was to become Durango. From there, they marked the 45 miles of mountainous terrain into Silverton. When the line finally reached Durango in 1881, the most expensive and difficult part of DNRG San Juan extension was yet to be blasted out of the mountains. Getting through these mountains was quite a feat. They worked all through the winter with picks, shovels, and dynamite. Incredibly, in just 8 months, the Denver and Rio Grande would reach Silverton in the summer of 1882 and immediately begin serving the mines of the San Juan Mountains. Shortly thereafter, a local man who had been building toll roads through the mountains turned his attention to trains. Otto Mears, the pathfinder of the San Juans, laid tracks to feed Chattanooga, Ironton, and others. This Silverton line was built across terrain even more rugged than the route between Durango and Silverton. Mears would eventually own 3 small railroad lines. They transported payloads, supplies, and people between remote mining towns and the DNRG, which would connect them with the world beyond. Mears also built the Rio Grande Southern, an extension that ran from Durango to Ridgeway and into Ouray. Along the way, the Rio Grande Southern had stops in Telluride and other mining towns of that era. Altogether, these lines fed a region that became one of the richest mining districts in the United States. One remnant of the Rio Grande Southern is the number 42, an 1887 vintage locomotive that now resides alongside others in the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Museum. Durango and Silverton were 2 of the busiest railroad hubs in the Rockies. Silverton claimed to be the narrow gauge capital of the world, but even the heydays were not without trial. It was just a fact of mountain life that natural disasters would make things difficult along these tracks. Snowslides were a common headache, completely cutting off Silverton and other towns from needed supplies. The trains bucked untold volumes of snow, trying to keep the tracks clear and supply lines open. Where men and locomotives couldn't clear the tracks, they burrowed through the snow, creating tunnels for the trains. Floods, and especially the flood of the century in 1911, wiped out many miles of track and almost bankrupted the line. Then on top of these hardships came 2 man-made disasters, the First and Second World Wars. The U.S. Army wanted to take all the locomotives and most of the cars up to Alaska.
One thing that happened in the Second World War, which I think we tend to overlook, is that we were running the narrow gauge railroad up in Alaska. They were running out of rolling stock, and they came down here, and they were going to take a lot of the rolling stock off. They expect they got some of the stuff off the Rio Grande Southern, but Betty Pellet over at Rico, who was a state legislator in this area at that time, she fought hard to keep those locomotives and the rolling stock.
They took all the 70s except the 3 that we have left now.
Right.
Yep.
They were going to, I think, take almost all of it if they hadn't, if Betty hadn't fought them.
Fortunately, the last 3 K-28s in the world are here and running today. Otherwise, it might have, like you said, they might all be gone.
Because of the Second World War, the demise of the narrow gauge started actually. because they were doing away with steam locomotives and replacing them with diesels. This little train here survived that because of the rail fans that discovered that the Silverton branch was still running. And I owe a debt of gratitude to all the rail fans, because if they hadn't discovered that this little train was still running, that wouldn't be what it is today as a passenger train.
Well, and then they really discovered it when he took it to Tomahawk came out, and they saw the country and saw the railroad, knew that it was still running, and after the war, people finally could buy automobiles again, and they started trekking to Durango.
After the wars, the Denver and Rio Grande began a decades-long process of abandoning unprofitable segments of its empire. Silverton and Durango were threatened because the mines were playing out. One by one, Silverton lost the 3 railroads that had connected the mines and towns around it. By 1942, the only rails in Silverton were the original ones leading back to Durango. Then an unexpected windfall came out of nowhere. Hollywood discovered the train. From 1949 through the 60s, the Silverton branch began to benefit from parts in Around the World in 80 Days, Ticket to Tomahawk, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Rio Grande, and many others.
When they made the movie Ticket to Tomahawk, I believe, they painted several cars Rio Grande gold, and the railroad liked it. And so from that time on, I believe 1951, they started painting them.
An equally colorful side note is the Galloping Goose, a 1933 Pierce Arrow that became a rail-hugging economy bus. They served towns along the Rio Grande Southern after the Second World War, but with the demise of the RGS, the Galloping Goose disappeared.
It's too bad because the popularity of the Galloping Goose, which we had on the road last year, and it had been a wonderful excursion if you could have gone from, say, Rico up over the Lizard Head Pass and that thing, but unfortunately it was about 10 years too early. I mean, they pulled it out in the early 50s, and if they could have held on to that for another 10 years, it would have been a magnificent companion to this road.
Thanks to the restoration efforts of the Galloping Goose Historical Society, Galloping Goose number 5 survived, and still it runs with specials on the Durango and Silverton line each year. In 1951, the Denver and Rio Grande Western, as it was now called, abandoned the passenger runs that connected Durango with Alamosa and all points east. The railroad wanted to close down the Durango and Silverton branch too. That year, the passenger traffic was less than 3,000 riders. But due to promotional efforts by local employees and rail fans, passenger traffic increased over tenfold to 37,000 by 1963. And as summer ridership continued to increase through the 60s, the Denver and Rio Grande Western thought the line might just be worth saving. Then, in 1970, a natural disaster, a huge flood, wiped out miles of track, and with it, the razor-thin profit generated by tourism. Finally, in 1981, the Denver and Rio Grande Western sold the Durango and Silverton branch.
Mr. Bradshaw came in, and he had the financial wherewithal, but most important, he had this mission in life to preserve history. He had this sense of what a treasure this was. And it was his drive and ambition and absolute focus on saving this historical heritage that has put the Durango and Silverton Railroad Railroad in a position to live forever.
I always say, and I've said it more than once, is the fact that if Mr. Bradshaw had not bought the railroad when he did, this Silverton branch would not exist to this day, because it was going by the way as all branch lines disappeared.
The 80s brought huge improvements in every aspect of railroad operation. The schedule went from one daily train in the summer to 5 trains and a year-round operational basis. The winter train schedule was brought back for the first time in decades, allowing people to see spectacular snow-covered scenery. The tracks were busier than ever when misfortune struck again in 1989. In the dead of winter, a fire raged through the roundhouse. Striking near midnight, it burned up the timbers above and around the locomotives. At first light, the scene was more like a war zone than a train yard. A historic landmark that had been one of Durango's first buildings was reduced to rubble. But the historic significance of the roundhouse paled in comparison to the outlook for the future. As badly scorched engines were uncovered and pulled from the ashes, many people wondered if the trains would ever run again.
Everybody thought, well, this is the end of the railroad. And could have been.
Rather than the end, the fire signaled another beginning. The day of the fire, Bradshaw had been in Durango on business. Instead of retiring the line, he decided to rebuild it. Not just the damaged locomotives, but also the roundhouse, keeping as much as he could from the original. Onto the roundhouse, he built a machine shop to ensure the railroad's survival.
We have a machine shop that rivals any commercial or industrial facility. We have craftsmen that literally can take a piece of brass and turn it down into a operating component of any of our coaches or locomotives. The unique thing about this operation is we're completely self-sufficient.
Ten years after the fire and after 2 decades of careful restoration, Bradshaw sold to Durango and Silverton. The new owners, American Heritage Railways, continued the tradition of honoring the train's historic significance.
I count him as a very good friend and a supporter, and I think if there's one thing he's instilled in me, and that's toe the line on the history.
You know, I think the most significant thing that Al has done with its ownership is enhanced what Mr. Bradshaw had accomplished when he acquired the railroad. And when Al bought the railroad, one of his first directives to me was to open a museum. And that really is just an extension of this living, breathing, operating railroad. That's really a museum from Silverton to Durango. So opening this facility has allowed us to further enhance the historical preservation.
We talk about preservation, and where else can you go? And literally, you get the smell, the noise, the cinders, the smoke, which we talked about. This is an all-encompassing sort of preservation. I don't think people realize that. They just, preservation is too often just inanimate. If you observing something, well, here it's not. You are involved. You're part of this preservation.
If you've ever seen as much dead equipment as we have, and these fellows work on it all winter long, and like he says, in the spring of the year, when they come alive. It's like a breathing piece of machinery that talks to you. And I guess everybody's got a little bit of railroad blood in there. It just starts to work on you, and it's a romantic part of history that most everybody can relate to.
Steam engines are a very graceful machine. The sound of an engine and the way the side rods move is just, it's such synchronization, and it's just a beautiful thing to watch. And if you walk through the roundhouse at night in the summertime and all 6 engines are sitting there and they're hot and they're hissing and popping, It's like walking through a dragon's lair or something.
Yeah, it
it's
really
just
is.
really a neat thing. They're kind of resting.
Oh, it's a wonderful, wonderful experience for anyone who takes it. A sense of the past and the present, and it's part of our heritage. It's going to stretch into the future. And that is, in essence, what this railroad's all about, I think.
Yeah, steam railroads left us quite a legacy. By linking the east to the west, the railroad altered the face of our nation. Many of our major cities and towns were originally just whistle stops that sprang up along the railways. The steam trains held the promise of progress, opportunity, and adventure. The Durango and Silverton is a lasting tribute to these early locomotives. And today we all have the opportunity to look back and see this country as it was then, raw and rugged, especially when you see it from the inside of a steam train that's still making tracks through time. I'm Dennis Weaver. Thanks for watching.
Here we go, 482. She's gonna be a beauty to see. You guys are okay. She's been restored 3 times in the last couple of years. 3 times. I cannot believe it.
About 15 years ago, I went up to Rockford and then walked up the track about 2 miles.
Oh, Rockwood?
Rockwood.
Yeah.
And then took pictures as the train came up.
Yeah, that's what they do for the photo specials.
Good. And I had to walk up there.
Yeah, you have to. That's how you want to get your best shots.
Yeah.
Here we go. First train's inbound. Here we go. Here comes the train right now. There's another one coming in, 486. If you want a best shot, come stand here, where I am. You'll get the best shot in town. Oh yeah, good idea. It's safe, for reasons. Because there's that yellow line.
Everybody needs to be over the yellow line, please.
Want me to go yell at him? Clear the track!
Not right now. Oh my goodness.
She's running got my hat on. Do you want to know something cool? They might restore the line from Chama to Durango. They're going to start in Hermosa and connect all the way to Chama, going through Pagosa Junction. It always is. You should see it sometimes. There's 4 red cars sometimes on it.
I really like to see it like that. Those are like,
Next one's at 6:30. Yeah, there's 2 of them out.
What's the one that's over there waiting? Basically?
That's for tomorrow's run at 6 in the morning. Yeah, so he's just sitting there for tomorrow. Because they just light the fire today. They're probably going to go take her for a test run once the other train's clear and stuff. They're waiting for these trains to get in. And if they get in on time, they're going to send that one out probably. He'll be over here in a little bit. Give him time, he has to keep going. Those things shovel tons of coal each day.
They do.
Yeah, they
I
keep.
saw it yesterday in Silverton.
Yeah, they keep them running every night. And they would put out the fire. Yeah, so they don't have to deal with it. Yep. Here we come. He's coming. Give him time. Maybe it isn't 482. Who knows? It feels good to be back home where I used to live. It always feels good to be home. I used to live here. Yeah, and then I left for... I stand behind the yellow line. Those trains are big. Yep, 482. Knew it. It's been restored 3 times. Just the one. Yeah, this is the new one. I would take your pictures and then move from the camera. I'm trying to videotape here. Hold on, folks. The train is going to start rocking in a little bit. It's okay, don't worry about it. Who knows? We might see the Eureka today. Train's on this side. We're just coming over some switch track. Hold on. Did we pull in this stuff? Yes, we did. He'll be over here in a little bit. Give him time, I guess, to keep going. Those things shovel tons of coal each day. Yeah, they keep.
I saw it yesterday in Silverton.
Yeah, they keep them running every night. They never put out the fire. Yeah, so they don't have to deal with it. Yep. Here we come. He's coming. Give him time. Maybe it isn't 482. Who knows? It feels good to be back home where I used to live. It always feels good to be home. I used to live here. Yeah, and then I left for... down behind the yellow line. Those trains are big. Yep, 482. Knew it. It's been restored 3 times. Just one. Wait for the maintenance way. We cleared it up. You might not be able to see the train from this side. It might be on the other side, I would recommend. If you want to get good shots, try the other side. Because you'll see the train turning. Yeah, if you want to go inside, it's warmer there. Here we go. We got the okay from dispatch. That's why we were delayed for a little bit. I had to call down to dispatch and tell them we're ready to go. And see if the line was okay. Huh? Yeah, they've gone inside because it's cooler in there. Then it's warmer in there than out here. You can go inside if you want. You can say goodbye to Silverton and hello to Durango because we're leaving this for good. Hold on to something. It's going to be a little bit bumpy. Yeah, it shouldn't. Everyone's going inside because a lot of people took the bus now. Yeah, they won't charge you for anything. Because there's a lot of empty seats. Because a lot of people took the bus back. We're going over some switch tracks, so we have to go slow. Yeah, they're old mine shafts that might still be used once they restore them. Yeah, they used to be part of the railroad here. They used to connect to this track. That Y that we passed, that's where it used to be.
Is there still gold around here?
Huh?
Is there still gold in the ground? Is there still gold in the ground?
They do pan for it still, yeah. It's in the animals right now.
How do they know when the gold is luck?
Just luck, yeah. open car seats open? Like these ones up front.
Yes.
Oh, cool. That's good. Yay for the maintenance wig. We cleared it up. You might not be able to see the train from this side. It might be on the other side, I would recommend. If you want to get good shots, try the other side. Because you'll see the train turning. Yeah, if you want to go inside, it's warmer there. Here we go. We got the okay from dispatch. That's why we were delayed for a little bit. I had to call down to dispatch and tell them we're ready to go. And see if the line was okay. Huh? Yeah, they've gone inside because it's cooler in there. It's warmer in there than out here. You can go inside if you want. You can say goodbye to Silverton and hello to Durango because we're leaving this for good. Hold on to something. It's going to be a little bit bumpy. Yeah, shouldn't. Everyone's going inside because a lot of people took the bus home. Yeah, they won't charge you for anything. Because there's a lot of empty seats. Because a lot of people took the bus back. We're going over some switch tracks, so we have to go slow. Yeah, they're old mine shafts that might still be used once they restore them. Yeah, they used to be part of the railroad here. They used to connect to this track. That Y that we passed, that's where it used to get.
Is there still gold around here?
Huh?
Is there still gold in the ground? Is there still gold in the ground?
They do pan for it still, yeah. It's in the animals right now.
How do they know when the gold is luck?
Just luck, yeah. open car seats open? Like these ones up front.
Yes.
Oh, cool. That's cool.